Week 5 of the high school football season kicks off tonight in Manila for tonight's game between the Manila Lions and the Corning Bobcats. The captains are coming out onto the field. Manila in their home black dressed with gold trim, and their captains are number 44, Dustin Sermon, 6 foot 195 senior. Number 35, Chase Thrasher, 5'8", 170 senior. Number 78, and I don't have a 78 on my roster, and number 2, Zach Reinhardt, 5'10", 180, a senior. For the Corning Bobcats, Jeremy Stallings, captain number 78 for the Manila Lions. Can't see numbers right now on the Corning captains, but we will take a break, and as they get ready to do the coin flip, when we come back, it'll be first half kickoff action from Manila. Corning versus Manila. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Corning has won the toss and has elected to receive. Manila will tee it up. Number 4, Dylan Bogle, 6'1", 175, a senior, will kick it away to the Corning Bobcats.
Nathan Ochsner and Jordan Rainwater.
Handling the kick
Cox
duty
is the
for the
deep man.
Lions. Number 4, Dylan Bogle.
Bogle gets set to kick it away. Corning is going to move up a little bit, expecting a short kick.
22, Jaden.
Number 22, Jaden Woods, back deep for the Corning Bobcats. Ball is a line drive kick. It's going to bound at the 15, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30, 35, 40. Breaks a tackle, 45, 50, and he may go 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Bobcats.
Russell Cox, 85 yards on the opening kickoff.
85-yard kickoff return. For number 25, Russell Cox, 5'8", 190 junior, and with 11:46 left to play, 6-0 Corning.
Offensive, or 2 rushing, 1 receiving, and returned a fumble for a touchdown. Gets his first score of the night on an 85-yard kickoff return. Corning will go for 2. Smith has Rainwater in motion. They give on
and the 2-point conversion is good for number 44, Daniel Crossan. So with 11:46 left to play in the first quarter, it's Corning 8, Manila nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Make no mistake about it, business is a race. The faster you deliver, the better. These days, old school is getting schooled. Northeast Arkansas is now doing business at quantum speed. Introducing Quantum, only from Ritter Communications. Try to keep up.
11:46 left to play in the first quarter, 8-0 Corning with the lead. And number 5, Russell Cox, he who ran the kickoff back, has the ball to put it on the tee. Number 20, Reed Herrera, back deep for the Manila Lions. Cox, little pooch kick, end over end, will be fielded by number 85, Colby Williams, and he's going to be up to the 45-yard line. And Manila will get good field position at its own 45. Their quarterback is number 2, Zach Reinhardt, 5'10", 180, a senior. As they break the huddle.
Manila comes up to the line.
Number 82, Dylan Brooks, split to the bottom of your screen.
Right now.
Chase Thrasher, the lone setback. Reinhardt rolls out, and he's going to trip
Falls to the ground at the
and
40
fall
yard
down
line.
back at the 41.
Limping a little bit. Reinhardt will lose 4 yards on the carry.
Loss of 4 on the play, bring up
Second
A
down.
loss of 4 for Zach Reinhardt, 2nd and 14
41, yes they will. Second and 14. As Reinhardt loses
for the Manila Lions.
carry. Second and 14, 11-13 to play here in the opening quarter. Again, we just tuned in. Russell Cox took the opening kickoff 85 yards for the touchdown for the Bobcats. This time they split.
Number 25, Caleb Reinhardt, splits to the top of the screen.
I should say wideouts and wings to either side. Here's
Man in motion. Reinhardt,
play to the near side.
option,
Quarterback
pitch to the 45 to about the 48-yard line. Goes number 85, Colby Williams,
picked up a 7 on
and he gains 7,
7 on the carry.
7 for
but it'll bring up third down
Down and about 8 for Manila at their own 48.
at their own 48. Line to gain is the Corning 46.
Almost a forward option pitch. I thought the ref backed
So third down, 7.
but he didn't. Wideouts, wings to either side. Reinhardt, the quarterback, under center on third down. Motion
Number 11, Joyner in motion. Reinhardt will keep it. He's going to be hit for a loss back at the 45, but we have a flag on the play.
call is.
Let's see what the official's call is.
quarterback keeper penalty flag on the play.
Flag is down right at the line of scrimmage. Here comes the referee. Illegal motion.
Illegal motion against Manila.
More than likely refuse that penalty and take the loss, and they do.
Corning will decline the penalty.
4th down and 10.
A loss of 2, 4th and 10 for Manila.
46-yard line.
So 10 minutes to go in the first quarter, and Manila will punt it away
Unit on with 9:55
to the Bobcats.
play here in the opening quarter. Going back deep to receive.
Number 4, Nathan Oxner, back deep to receive Kyle Joyner's punt. Joyner standing at his own 34.
4-yard line. There's the snap.
Good snap.
Here comes the
Gets it away, end over end.
kick. It's going to hit.
Oxner will let it bound inside the 20 to about the 19-yard line. And that's where the Corning Bobcats will take over with 9:27 left to play in the first quarter. 8-0. And Corning, even though they've scored, this will be the first time their offense has taken the field. And they have bookend tackles of 6'7", 320, Clint Harvey, a sophomore, and 6'2", 290, Dylan Glidewell. So bookend tackles for Corning.
Double wing. Pistol formation.
Pistol formation, man in motion.
They hand it off to Cox up the middle.
And Cox gets the carry up the middle.
No room to run that time for Cox.
No gain.
Line of scrimmage, and it'll be second down and 10.
2nd and 10. The quarterback is Nathan Oxner, 5'9", 160, a junior.
Wide to the right. Wings to either side. Smith in the pistol formation. On second down, Rainwater.
Man in motion is Rainwater.
Double handoff.
A double handoff as Rainwater will give
Across the 20.
to an inside man, number 44, Daniel Crossan.
Take it across the 20 to about the
Daniel
19.
Carlson on the carry for the Bobcats.
And he is stopped at the
3rd down and
It's
7.
going to be 3rd and 7
20.
for the Bobcats.
23-yard line.
23.
Gain of 3, 3rd down and 7.
Barajas wide to the right.
Barajas wide to the right for Corning.
Rainwater in motion.
Rainwater in motion.
Smith rolling to his right.
Smith rolls to his right, fires, and it is complete
Was it caught?
Pass is incomplete.
or incomplete.
4th down and 7 for the
I
Bobcats.
thought Oxner was the quarterback, but Corey Smith is your quarterback.
Will be forced to punt.
Incomplete. 4th down, and Corning will punt it away with 8:18 left to play in the first.
4th down, and now here comes the punting unit. Corning rushes the punting unit out on the field. And back to do the punting for the Bobcats is Jacob Hadley.
Jacob Hadley, number 10, set to punt it away for Corning. High snap over his head, but he will get the kick away,
Kick away, and it's a high end over end kick.
and it will
It's gonna
bounce
hit, and it's gonna take
at
a 20
midfield
goal to the
and stop
49-yard line.
just inside the Manila 49-yard line, so that's where Manila will take over. A good job that time by Hadley to chase down a bad snap and get the punt away.
From the goal line,
He was about at the 1-yard line when he punted that,
yard line with 8:08 to play here in the opening.
but Manila
Bobcats escaped
will get the ball
big mistake right there.
at its own 49,
Able to get the kick.
trailing 8-0.
8-0 the Bobcats lead. First and 10 Manila at their own 49. Wide out.
Brooks to the bottom of your screen.
Reinhardt is the quarterback. Man in motion.
Reinhardt gives to number 44 across the 50.
That is number
Inside the 45, Dustin Sermon.
Pick up a 8 on the play. Bring up the second down.
He will get 8,
down to the 45
and that'll bring up 2nd and 2
yards on the carry.
at the Corning 43.
Sermon on the carry picks up 8. It'll be second down and 2.
Brooks again to the bottom of your screen. Caleb Reinhardt to the top of your screen.
Reinhardt under center.
Man in motion.
To the near side.
Zach Reinhardt gives to the first man through. That's the fullback, Sermon again.
40.
He's across the 40,
Back up the middle. Gain of
down
5.
to
The line's another first and 10 for the 42-yard line.
5 yards.
at the 37-yard line. So 5 more for Sermon. That's the first down of the night for Manila,
For Manila, their first.
and they are inside the Corning 40. 7:15 left to play first quarter.
First and 10 from
Corning ran the opening kickoff back,
Manila wings and wide
and
out
that's
to
your
the side.
score, 8-0. Reinhardt flags on the play
The quarterback keeps the
as
football.
Reinhardt faked the keeper.
2 men in motion, illegal motion.
Illegal motion against Manila, and that'll be a 5-yard penalty.
But they'll take the penalty and make it first and 15. Let's see what they do. Illegal motion against Manila is refused.
They're
by
actually
Corning.
gonna
That's the result of the play, which
refuse the
was
penalty.
by Reinhardt.
So 2nd and 10 instead of 1st and 15,
37.
as Reinhardt goes for no gain. 3 carries minus 6 yards so far for Reinhardt. He's going in the wrong direction. Man in motion. Reinhardt gives to Sermon, has a nice hold, breaks a tackle inside the 30.
Dustin Sermon on carry up the middle. Picked up 9 on the play.
Down to the 28-yard line, a gain of 9 for Dustin Sermon. That'll bring up 3rd down, and we'll call it a long one. Unofficially, 3 carries, 22 yards so far for Dustin Sermon, averaging about 7 yards a pop. 6:20 left first quarter. Reinhardt
Takes the snap. Sermon on
gives
the
to
left.
Sermon.
This time
He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Forward progress will probably give him about a half a yard.
Number 4, Nathan Oxner of the
Move it
Bobcats.
forward to the
Nathan Oxner gets credit for the tackle, so
28-yard line. It's going to be a yard short of the first down.
no gain for Sermon. 4th down and short. 4th and about
At the Corning,
4th and a short yard, a little less than a yard, with 5:40 left to play first quarter. Big play here early in the game.
4th and 1. Motion to the near side.
Reinhardt gives.
The quarterback, Reinhardt, keeps it.
Actually, he's going to keep it. He faked the handoff to Kobe Williams, and he's going to keep it around right end.
Now they blow the whistle. There's still a 5-foot mile for the football.
And let's see where they unpile.
On the quarterback,
And they pick up 2 yards for
pick
Reinhardt.
up 3 on the play. Gives the line the first and 10.
Reinhardt gets it down to the
Could have called a penalty.
25-yard line, so a gain of 2
Card and a first down.
when he needed 1. That's a first down for Manila.
5-yard line. 5:19 to play, opening quarter. 8-0. Corning leads it. Manila Marching it though down the field, just inside the corner 25. Receivers wings to either side. Sermon the lone setback. Reinhardt under center. Man in motion to the near side.
Williams gets the toss sweep, and he is going to be met and hit in the backfield.
Loss is Colby Williams.
Number 10,
Colby Williams on the toss.
Jacob Hadley,
Hit and dropped by several Bobcats over there.
throws Williams for a loss.
Loss of 3.
Toby Williams on the toss.
Back to the 28, 3-yard loss, 2nd and 13.
12 and a half, almost 13 for Manila. At the just inside the corner, 28-yard line.
Caleb Reinhardt split to the top of your screen. Brooks to the bottom.
Reinhardt under center. Man in motion.
Williams in motion.
There's the snap.
Reinhardt's going to keep it around right side,
Reinhardt keeps it and gets back to the 25.
and he gets back to
He'll get back to yard.
the original line of scrimmage. That'll bring up 3rd down and 10.
So it'll be 3rd down
Gain
and
of
about
4 on play, bring up a 3rd down and 9.
3rd down and about 9 places and 9 and a half to the 1st down. With 4 minutes to play here in the opening quarter. Just inside the corner 25, almost at the 24-yard line. Receivers
3rd and about 9.5.
flex bone wings to either side. Reinhardt under center on 3rd down. Man in motion. Near
Reinhardt toss to Williams. Gets a block inside the 20. Close to the 1st down. Let's see where he's pushed out at.
close to the
He is very close to the 1st down.
Toby Williams on the
should be
ball
enough
sweep.
for the 1st down. I do believe they might
He's to the 15. That should be enough for a 1st down. Let's see what the officials do. They'll call a timeout for measurement. In either case, Williams gets 10.
Down to measure.
Up 9 on the carry. On the wingback toss sweep. Got a couple of good blocks out there, and they managed to get him to the outside. He was finally pushed out of bounds at the 15.
Picked up a nice block on the edge.
See, they're going to spot
Turned it upfield. Got close to the 1st down. Either way, they're going to, if it's not, they'll go for it on 4th down, I'm sure. But they will not have to go for it as they get the 1st down at the 15-yard line. With 3:37 left in the 1st quarter.
3 and out. Nice step on Cody's head to manage the ball to midfield. But the Lions have converted this on the ground. 1st and 10, Lions at the corning 15. Receivers, wings to either side.
1st and 10 at the 15.
Reinhardt under center at the 15-yard line, 1st and 10. Man in motion. to the
Man
right.
in motion. Reinhardt toss sweep
Right side.
to Joyner.
Number 11, Joyner. Joyner cuts it back up inside. He was forced back to the
Zach Reinhardt
inside.
on the toss.
And looks like he gets about a yard.
Play, bring up a 2nd down and 9.
2nd down and 9 from the 14 yard.
2nd and 9.
3:15 and counting to play opening quarter. Corning defense trying to
3:10 left opening quarter. 8-0 Corning as they ran the opening kickoff back
either side.
85 yards.
One setback is
Russell Cox did that.
the quarterback under center.
Reinhardt
Near side, option
is
play.
going to keep. He's going to go the wrong way, and he's going to be hit for a big loss
Back at the
as he falls down
Reinhardt is.
back at the 23-yard line.
Yard back to the 22, almost the 23. And now
That's going to be a loss of 8 for Reinhardt, and that'll bring up 3rd down and about 17. 2:46 left. Corning takes timeout, and we will take that with them. Step aside. You're watching. It's 8-0.
Mom, what's wrong with the internet? Who's streaming again? Why is it so slow?
It's not working.
Mom, something's wrong with the internet.
I don't know.
Don't let your family suffer from a slow internet connection. With Ritter, you get the speed you need for online harmony. Speed matters. Get the highest internet speed only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Chris Benson back in Manila. A 3rd and 16 awaits the Manila Lions at the 2:46 mark left in the 1st quarter. 8-0 Corning.
receivers wings to either side. Motion
Joyner in motion.
snap.
Fakes the toss to Joyner, and he wants to throw, and he is going to be sacked.
Buried at the 30.
Reinhardt sacked.
And that is Daniel Crossan getting in there and making the hit.
Daniel Crossan, number 44, and number 51, Doug Graves, also there.
Be fourth down for the line.
A 7-yard sack.
Forever for the Lions. Ball just across the 30-yard line. Basically, it's fourth and 29. Maybe not. Maybe
Fourth down and 25
close to fourth and 24.
for Manila.
They're at the 29-yard line. According, they have to get to the 5-yard line for a first down. Receivers wing.
So they're going to go for it on fourth down.
25.
Reinhardt, option Joyner. He's going to be turned back upfield, and he's going to lose.
Loss back at the 34-yard line. It's another 4-yard loss.
Back to the 34. Joyner loses 4, and Corning will take over on downs.
And the ball goes back over to Corning on downs.
So a promising drive
34-yard line.
gets into the red zone and then goes backwards.
Stop it.
And Corning will take over first and 10 at its own 34 with 1:37 left to play in the first quarter, leading 8-0.
Gets it back, first and 10 at their own 34-yard line. Barajas to the right.
Smith out of the pistol formation.
Takes the snap.
Fires to Barajas, complete to the 40, to the 42-yard line. 42-yard line.
3-yard line.
That's a gain of 8.
Barajas up to the 42. 7 yards on the pass play. First pass by Corey Smith, and it goes for close to 8 yards.
So second and 2.
Second and 2 from the 42-yard line. Barajas to the right, wings to either side. Smith with the pistol. Rainwater
Smith
motion. They give it to Cox.
gives to Cox to the 45 to about the 48-yard line.
He'll pick up 6.
Russell Cox, gain of 6, and that's a first down for Corning. At the 48-yard line with a minute to go in the first quarter.
8-yard line. First down brought to you this season by the Red Table Ford in downtown Corning. Barajas wide to the right, first and 10 from the 48. Smith in the pistol.
Rainwater in motion. He gets the carry to the 50, to the 45, 40, 35, 30, foot race, 25-yard line to the 23 goes Rainwater. 29 yards for Rainwater.
Carry by Jordan Rainwater on the sweep. And it's another Red Table Ford Bobcat first down, first and 10.
So to the 23 of Manila.
23 of Manila. Barajas to the right. Smith in the pistol.
Smith, man in motion, crossing.
Cox off the right side. Cox wrapped up after a
And
yard.
Cox.
Maybe. They'll give him a yard on the carry.
A yard to the 22. Second down and 9. And we'll see if Corning wants to run another play. They don't have to.
We'll try to get a play off before the end of the quarter.
About 3.5 seconds between the play clock and the game clock. But they will run a play. It's going to be a pass to Barajas, incomplete.
Ball is incomplete. Short of Barajas. He's just standing there. Smith pass.
So 3rd and 9, so now they'll have to run another play before the end of the first quarter.
At the 22-yard line. Clock is
That
stopped
throw was
at
low from
the
Smith.
first quarter.
So far, Smith 1 out of 3, 8 yards. Smith in that pistol. Rainwater in motion, gives to Russell Cox.
Left side, Cox.
Inside the 20.
He's going to be stopped just short of the first down. He's
Let's see where the spot is.
Let's see where they mark the ball. It was 3rd and 9.
Down to about the 15-yard line, looks like.
15-yard line. Cox picks up 6 on the
So
carry.
Cox picks up 6.
4th down
4th down and 3 at the 15. And we have reached the end of the first quarter. Corning 8, Manila nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Second quarter underway. 4th and 3 for Corning as they will go for it at the 15-yard line. Rainwater goes in motion, and now he goes back to where he was. Now he goes back in motion, and Smith wants to throw. He's going to be chased, and he's going to be sacked back at the 17. A loss of 3, and Corning will turn it over on downs. Manila will take over at their own 17-yard line.
1st and 10 for the Manila Lions at their own 18-yard line with 11:53 to go here in the first half. Corning's offense able to move that time, but got stalled as they got deep in territory.
So Manila, 11:53 left to play in the first half.
Wings to either side. Zach Reinhardt
Take over at their own 17.
Man in motion to the near side.
Zach Reinhardt gives to the fullback.
Him in the hole and says, "You're not going anywhere."
Number 44, Dustin Sermon.
Sermon right in the hole.
Dustin Sermon up the middle for the
And drove him
line.
backwards.
No gain on the play.
No gain.
Down at 10.
2nd and 10. Number 44, Daniel Crossan.
Smith not only the starting quarterback, but the middle linebacker for Corning. Whitehouse to either side. Flexbone wings to either side. Sermon, the lone running back. Reinhardt under center in 2nd and 10. Man in motion.
Williams in motion,
Lawson on the sweep.
and he'll get it a toss sweep. Breaks a tackle.
Williams
Still on his feet as he'll get across the 20
he's tracked down there by Nate.
to the 24-yard line. A gain of 7 for Kobe Williams.
See where they spot the football.
Gain of 7 on the
And that'll bring up 3rd and 3. 3rd and 4.
3rd down and 4 from the
24-yard line, so actually
Whitehouse to either side.
6 yards
Either side. Reinhardt
for Williams on 3rd and 4. Reinhardt
near side. The handoff to the fullback.
hands off to Sermon
Yard.
across the 25
The 25
Dustin Sermon on the fullback up the middle.
to the 26.
Gain of
2 yards, but that'll be short of a first down.
gonna get.
4th and 2, and Manila will have to punt it away at the 10-15 mark left in the first half.
And Dylan Vogel. Or check that. That's not Dylan Vogel. That's Kyle Joyner. Joyner back.
Kyle Joyner to punt it away.
He gets the kick.
Almost blocked, but he gets it away. Oxner at the 40, to the 45, and that's going to be all. A 5-yard return for Oxner after a 33-yard punt.
Corning leading this one 8-0.
33-yard punt, 5-yard return, and Corning will take over 1st and 10 at their own 45. Corning 2-2, 1-0 in conference. Manila comes in 1-3, but their one lone win was a conference win last week.
Wide out to the right for Rajas. Wings to either side.
Smith with a man in motion, gives to Rainwater, and he's going to be hit for a loss. Number 52,
Jordan Rainwater on the carry. Tackled in the backfield, but hit 2 for a 2-yard loss. 2nd down and 12.
so a loss of 2 for Rainwater. 2nd down, 12.
Right. DePriest wide to the left this time. Wings to either side. Smith the pistol on 2nd down and 12.
Number 88, Craig DePriest, to the bottom of your screen now. And Cox gets the carry, and he's going to be stood up at the line of scrimmage.
Tackle by Holster Lyons, led by number 53.
No gain for Russell Cox as he was met by a den of Lions. 3rd down and 12, and Corning will take a timeout with 9:02 left to play in the first half. We'll take it with them. 8-0 Corning. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Make no mistake about it. Business is a race. The faster you deliver, the better. These days, old school is getting schooled. Northeast Arkansas is now doing business at quantum speed. Introducing Quantum, only from Ritter Communications. Try to keep up.
Chris Benson back in Manila, 8-0 Corning after they ran the opening kickoff back 85 yards. Russell Cox for the touchdown. Nothing since then. And with 9:02 left to play in the first half, Corning third and 12. Looks to his right, fires complete on a little bubble screen to number 5, Barajas. But he's going to be thrown for no gain.
Number 10, Tyler Williams on the tackle. No gain on the play. Actually, a loss of a yard brings up a 4th down and 13.
4th and 13 at the 43.
Now back to
And
Corning setting up.
Corning has their offense on the field.
Wings to either side, and now Manila wants a timeout. Or do we? I guess Manila wants a timeout.
And now Manila wants a timeout with 8:30 left to play in the first half. We'll keep it here as we just had a timeout. We'll keep this one here. 8-0 Corning is our score. As they ran the opening kickoff back, Russell Cox did 85 yards for a touchdown. And with 11:46 left to play in the first quarter, it was 8-0 in favor of the Corning Bobcats. Just a reminder, over 30 games this year on your local Tubetown channel. We're in week 5 though, so we're at the halfway point. Still a lot of exciting high school action to come for the rest of this year as we are in week 5. A reminder that you can buy a copy of tonight's game on DVD for $15. You can visit our website, www.tubetown.com. Follow us on Facebook at Tubetown. Ritter Communications is our Facebook page.
Now they're looking deep.
And a fires deep down the field, and it is caught, and it's going to be a touchdown
5 touchdown Bobcats.
as they go for it on 4th and 13. Smith
On the touchdown pass, that touchdown brought
down the right sideline,
Cox lined up at the wingback spot.
57 yards
Smith had no rush, just lobbed
to
it
Cox,
to him and outran him.
and a touchdown.
7 yards on the TD pass from
Smith to Cox.
to Russell Cox.
14-0. He was wide open.
Nothing Corning with 8-9.
No one within 10 yards of him.
Now
Corning will go for 2.
Smith in the pistol.
Smith
Who's got it?
on the end around.
Run, and he's going to run it in for the
Smith will keep it, and he's in for the 2-point conversion.
2-point conversion.
So with 8:19 left to play in the first half, it's Corning 16, Manila nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Chris Benson back in Manila. Russell Cox set to kick it off. He scored 2 touchdowns tonight. One on a kickoff return, one receiving, and that's off a 4-touchdown performance last week against Earl, a game that Corning won that surprised everybody. And they're looking to move to 2-0 in conference, and they lead 16-0 with 8:19 left in the first half. Cox kicks it downfield deep, and that's going to bounce at the 7-yard line to the 15, to the 20, 25, 30. He outkicked his coverage. Foot race, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and he is finally caught from behind by the kicker, Russell Cox. Number 20, Reed Herrera with a huge kickoff return of 86 yards to the Corning 9. and he kicked it so far and out of the way that he out-kicked his coverage, and there was one little seam, and Herrera found it, and he took it 86 yards to the Corning 9. As Manila tries to get back in it. And we've got a whistle and a timeout by Corning, and I believe that's their third. I believe they're out of timeouts now. 8:06 left to play in the first half. Corning 16, Manila nothing. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Mom, what's wrong with the internet? Who's streaming again? Why is it so slow?
Why it's not working?
Mom, something's wrong with the internet.
I don't know.
Don't let your family suffer from a slow internet connection. With Ritter, you get the speed you need for online harmony. Speed matters. Get the highest internet speed only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
8:06 left to play in the first half, 16-0. Corning with the lead, but Manila at the 9 of Corning after the kickoff return, and the give is to Dustin Sermon. He's going to be hit for a loss. Corey Smith about took the handoff away from Sermon. A loss of 2 for Sermon. That'll bring up 2nd and goal. Manila lucky that handoff wasn't taken away and run back for 6. Rainwater gives to Sermon, breaks a tackle inside the 10, down to the 8, a gain of 3 for Sermon. That'll bring up 3rd and goal.
Gain of 3, you bring up 3rd down and goal from the 8.
Sermon picks up 3 up the middle.
That's already the 8th carry for Dustin Sermon tonight.
Receivers to left and right. Wings left and right in the flex ball on 3rd and goal from the 8.
Brooks to the top of your screen.
Step up here.
Caleb Reinhardt to the bottom. Reinhardt gives to Sermon around right side. Touchdown, Manila. 8-yard touchdown run for Dustin Sermon. And Manila is on the board. 6:56 left to play in the first half. 16-6. Corning leads it. And Dylan Bogle will come on for the extra point attempt. Snap is low, but the kick is blocked. The snap was low and caused the kick to be blocked. So 6:56 left to play in the first half. It's Corning 16, Manila 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Dylan Bogle set to kick it off. The first time he kicked off, Russell Cox ran it back 85 yards to get us started. And now with 6:56 left to play in the first half, 16-6, the Corning Bobcats with the lead. Bogle will put it in the air. Line drive kick, and it's going to go to Russell Cox at the 15, or at the 10, to the 20, to the 25. And that's where he will be stopped, at the 25-yard line. A 15-yard return for Russell Cox.
25-yard line with 6:49 to play here in the opening half. Excuse me. Tonight's game.
So Russell Cox, 100 yards of return yardage so far, 13 yards rushing, 57 yards receiving, 170 total yards for Russell Cox here in the first half. Smith Out of the pistol.
Takes the snap.
Going to fire complete to Barajas.
Barajas breaks the tackle.
Breaks a tackle across the 35
Pass to Trevor Barajas.
to the 38-yard line.
Gain of 12 on the play. Give the Bobcats a first and 10.
Gain 13 on the play.
13 yards to Barajas.
Red Taylor Ford Bobcat first down.
And a first down.
At their own 38-yard line. Barajas wide to the right.
Smith
Pistol takes the snap.
going to roll out. He's going to throw it again. Now he's going to keep it as he has no one open.
Dive forward.
And he's going to be close to midfield.
Out of bounds.
Corey Smith on the quarterback
It'll be
keeper.
a 7-yard gain.
In between the 49 and or between the 44 and the 45.
Brings the ball out to the 45.
7 yards for Smith. 2nd and 3.
Will be second down and 4 for the Bobcats.
Second down and 4, about 3.5 for Corning. Wide out to the right.
Smith out of the pistol.
They give the snap, they give it off.
Give to Rainwater, and he's got a first down and more across the 50
Jordan Rainwater on the carry. Rainwater
to the Manila
midfield to the 46.
46.
Number 7, Austin. Number 1.
11 yards for Rainwater, and a first down.
Gain of 11 on the play. Give the Bobcats a first and 10 at the 46.
First half. Wide out to the right, wings to either side.
First and 10 at the 46. Rainwater in motion. Ball is on the ground. Excuse me.
The referee's going to say that Cox fell on it.
But Cox recovered his own fumble. Actually looked like a bad exchange between Smith and Cox.
Bring up a second down and 11.
Fumble.
A loss of a yard.
11 for Corning. At the
2nd down and 11.
yard line of Manila.
5:55 left to play in the first half.
Right.
Corning up 16-6.
To either side.
Smith
Comes in motion. They give it
gives to Cox.
Cox.
Down to the 45.
Yards to the 45.
Russell Cox on the carry.
They'll give him 3 on the carry.
So that'll be 3.
3 will bring up a
Third and 8.
nine for the Bobcats.
3rd and 9 for Corning. They're just inside the Manila 46-yard line. Barajas wide to the right. Smith on the pistol on 3rd down.
Rainwater in motion, but we have a flag on the play.
Illegal procedure. Somebody on the
False start
jump.
against Corning.
Ball started.
That's their first penalty of the game.
14. The ball will be
So that'll bring up 3rd and 14.
on the Corning side. of the
Lane with the
50-yard line.
Bobcats. 3rd down and 14.
3rd and 14
Back
for the Bobcats.
just into Corning territory, in between the 49 and the 50.
First half, and they wind the clock.
5:12 left first half. 16-6.
Barajas splits wide
Corning.
to the right. Wide to the left is DePriest. Wings to either side. Smith in the pistol on 3rd
Smith,
down.
3-step drop, fires a little bubble screen to Barajas, breaks a tackle, but he
Still on his feet, plows forward.
finally will be brought down at the Manila
Trevor Barajas is complete.
He'll get
Gain
44-yard line, so 7 yards.
Bring up a 4th down and 8 for the Bobcats.
7 yards on the pass play.
And 4th down and about 7
Ball just across the Manila.
for Manila. Or excuse me, for Corning. 4th and 8, we'll call it.
The players back to the huddle. Official still has a flag down here on the near side. Do we have a penalty? Illegal procedure again?
Procedure against the offense.
What was that?
So illegal procedure. There's a flag. Didn't even see the flag come out.
Illegal procedure. Was that before the previous play? I guess they're going to say it was
Declined.
whatever it was 4th down.
So still 4th and 8.
Dead ball foul, but
Not sure
4th down and 9.
why or what there.
Barajas
But in any case, Corning will go for it.
DePriest wide to the left. Smith.
Smith
Pass.
fakes, Now he's going up top, has a man, and it is caught. Oh, and he dropped it.
Cox made the catch.
Are they going to say complete or
Probably
incomplete?
a flag down at the 32-yard line. That might be pass interference. It might be a moot point. It looked like Cox came down with it. And then
The ball is spotted at the 24 of Manila, which would indicate a completion
or an interference, not letting
of
Cox
22
get
yards.
Smith
But let's
looked
see
like
what
he
the
could
flag
pass
is for.
at the 21-yard line. Cox went down at the
Holding
It's defensive
against the
holding
defense. Defensive holding.
is going to be the call against Manila. at
So
the
now the
32-yard
question is,
line.
was that a completion? If so, they will decline the penalty.
That's what
If
they're
not, it
doing.
will be a
They're trying to
10-yard
do
penalty and an automatic
completion
first down.
interception. Defensive holding is going to be called.
Declined, so they gave Cox the catch
That's a Red Taylor Ford
of 22 yards.
Be
The
first
pass
down
play
again for
goes
the
from the
Bobcats.
45 to the 20. It's a 25-yard pass play. And a first and 10 for the Bobcats.
At the 20-yard line, 21-yard line, first down.
They give it to Rainwater.
Rainwater inside the 20, 15, cuts back to the left. 10, 5, touchdown Rainwater.
Jordan Rainwater from
21 yards and a touchdown for Jordan Rainwater. And with 4:11 left to play in the first half, it's now 22-6 Corning.
That comes with 4:11 to play here in the first half. Corning adds to their lead as Jordan Rainwater with the 20-yard touchdown run.
So Corning answers the Manila touchdown with one of their own.
Barajas wide to the right, wings to either side. Smith in the pistol.
As Corning will go for two. Smith fires to Barajas, and it is complete. And the two-point conversion is good. 4:11 left to play in the first half. Corning 24, Manila 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Make no mistake about it. Business is a race. The faster you deliver, the better. These days, old school is getting schooled. Northeast Arkansas is now doing business at quantum speed. Introducing Quantum, only from Ritter Communications. Try to keep up.
4:11 left to play in the first half. Corning up 24-6 on Manila, and Russell Cox set to kick it off. Herrera back deep for Manila.
Waiting to see whether this is going to be an onside kick or if he's going to pooch it or if he's going to kick it downfield like last time. Referee's whistle is blown. Cox approaches the football. Hits a squib kick. That's
Little
going
squib
10
kick,
yards.
and Manila will jump on it.
They're still scrambling for
That
it.
would have been Corning's ball if they had recovered it. A little pooch kick, but Manila jumped all over it at their own 49-yard line, and Manila will take over. A good field position with 4:07 left to play in the first half.
The onside kick at the Manila 49-yard line. 4:07 to play here in the first half. Corning leading this one 24-6. Manila has shown they can move the football at times. Wideouts to either side. Flexbone wings to either side. Reinhardt under center.
Caleb Reinhardt to the bottom of your screen.
Motion.
Williams goes in motion. Zach Reinhardt, option keeper, keeps it. And he's to the 46 of Corning. So a gain of 5 for Zach Reinhardt. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Number 9, Corey Smith on the tackle for the Bobcats.
Second down.
Pick up a 5 on the
Corey
play.
Smith makes the tackle.
5.
3:46 and counting to play here in the first half. Wideouts to either side. Wings to either side. Reinhardt under center. Sermon the lone setback.
Williams in motion. Now he goes back. Reinhardt option. Now he'll pitch to number 11, Joyner. And he's going to lose
Looks like he's losing 2 on the play.
2.
And it'll be third
Loss
down.
of 2 on the play, bring up 3rd down and 7.
3rd down, 7 for Manila.
Inside the Corning 48-yard line. 3:12 to play here in the first half. Corning leading this one 24-6 over Manila. outs, wings to either side. Reinhardt on 3rd and 7.
Number 22, Zach Riley, into the game now for Manila. As he goes in motion, he will get the toss. Cuts it back, and he's going to get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Zach Riley on the carry for the Lions.
No gain.
Gain of a
Fourth
yard
down.
on the play, bringing up 4th down and 6.
And Manila puts the punting unit back onto the team. So Manila will punt it away.
4th down and 6. Manila sends out the punting unit.
Number 11, Kyle Joyner, standing
Oxner goes
at his own 42-yard line.
player on late. They're going to have to hurry. Getting set, and they're set to kick it away. Joyner gets the kick away.
Joyner gets it away, end over end, going to bounce inside the 20, 10, inside the 5,
Did it get in the end zone?
and it will get into the end zone for a touchback.
With the roll.
Touchback with the roll.
2:02 left in the first half, 24-6 Manila, or excuse me, 24-6 Corning, and they will put it up in play from their own 20 with 2:02 left to go in the first half.
2 seconds left here in the first half. Time for the Bobcats to get it down.
And with their passing game, they could get it down the field.
Corning with the lead.
Smith 6 out of 8 passing the ball
1st and 10. Barajas
for 107 yards and a touchdown.
Smith in the pistol on 1st.
So will they run it or will they throw it?
The snap. They give
Smith
up
gives the first man through. Cox.
Cox across the 25.
He's across the 25, moves the pile
9-yard line. He's close to a 1st down. Russell Cox.
to the 29-yard line, a gain of 9 for Cox.
Gain of 9, bring up a 2nd down and 1.
2nd and 1.
For the Bobcats at their own 29-yard line, 1:34 to play in the half. Pistol formation. Smith gives it off to Crossan.
Crossing across the 35-40, flag comes in.
Crossan knocking people down, gets all the way out to the 45.
He gets out to the 45, but that's thrown in the area of holding, and that's exactly what it is. So
Gain of 7.
that nullifies a first down.
Nullified by the holding penalty.
That'll be a 10-yard penalty.
Like 2nd down and 13 with 1:17 to play in the half. Nice run by Crossan, but it went off.
And that'll bring up 2nd and 11 instead of 1st and 10. So really, that's about 27 yards worth of penalty.
From the 27 back to about the 17-yard line, so it's going to be 2nd down and 13 for the Bobcats.
Ball will be spotted at the 17, bring up a 2nd down and 13 for the Bobcats.
Clock will not start until the snap of the football.
1:17 left to play.
Barajas
First
wide
half.
right on 2nd and 13. Smith in the pistol. Takes the snap.
Smith
gives it sweep
gives
near side
to Rainwater,
looking for some room.
and he's going to get out to the 25 to the 26.
See where they mark it,
Jordan
the
Rainwater on
26.
the carry for the Bobcats.
So 9 yards for Rainwater.
Jordan Rainwater.
That'll bring up 3rd down and about
Getting
4.
slow. Dylan Wyckoff, and the referee's going to have to, is telling him he's going to have to come out of the ball game. They blew the whistle to stop the clock.
A gain of 5 on the play, bring up a 3rd down and
Chase
5 for
Thrasher
the
comes in to
Bobcats.
replace him. 2 wide to the near side, 2 wide to the far side. Smith in the shotgun rather than the pistol this
So
time.
shotgun now
On 3rd down. There's the snap. They give
Little
it
end
to the
around
near side to Barton. Barton looking
to
for
Barton,
room. Trying to get forward,
and he's across the 30
to the 32-yard line.
to the 32.
Gets a run of 7 yards.
Goes number 3,
for
Matt Barton.
Barton.
Gain of 7 on the play, tackled by number 2.
He gets 7.
For the Lions.
Carry.
Gives the ball
And that's a
back to
first
Barton.
down at the 32-yard
He
line.
had first down just short of the 32-yard line.
46 seconds left to play in the first half.
4 wide, 2 to either side.
And now Corning looks like they may
Pistol this time.
try to move it quickly.
Man in motion. They give it off.
And they give to Cox. He's got a big hole, 40, 45, 50. Breaks a tackle, 45, 40. Foot race, 30, 25, 20, 15. Down, and a horse collar at the end of the play at the 13-yard line.
So blocks up the middle.
48.
55 yards for Russell Cox,
Yards on the run for Russell Cox.
and add a few more at the end.
Goal line for the horse collar tackle. Russell Cox on the draw play takes it right up the middle, 55 yards to the 12-yard line. And then they will move it
Penalty
after
against
this
the
is goal
defense
line
for a horse
there.
collar.
So that'll be a 6-yard penalty from the 12 to the 6 tacked on. First and goal Corning
From the Manila 6-yard line with 30
at the
seconds
31,
left in the half.
or at the 6 with 31 seconds left.
Back to the pistol formation now for the Bobcats. Wings to either side, wide out to the right.
Smith,
Smith. Well, the referees are waiting for everybody to get set. Smith from the pistol takes the snap,
fakes to Cox, gives to Rainwater, inside the 5, down, touchdown.
Yeah.
Jordan Rainwater, his second touchdown of the night, this one from 6 yards out.
With 24
And with 24 seconds left to play in the first half, it's Corning 30, Manila 6.
Jordan Rainwater with his second touchdown run of the night. The Bobcats will go for 2.
And I'm sure they'll go for 2. That's what they always do, it seems like.
Bobcats will go for 2. Smith.
Smith rolls to the right, fires to Barajas, incomplete.
Fingertips of
And with 24 seconds left to play in the first half,
Trevor Baraha comes in.
your score is Corning 30, Manila 6. We'll keep it right here as we're almost at halftime. Jordan Rainwater with his second touchdown of the night. He has one from 21 and one from 6.
Yeah.
Russell Cox has 2 touchdowns tonight, an 85-yard touchdown on a kickoff return to open the game and a 57-yard reception.
Smith, 6 for 8, 105 yards.
And Manila's lone touchdown came on an 8-yard run by Dustin Sermon. So with 24.4 left to play, it's 30-6 Corning. Just a reminder, tonight's game can be bought on DVD for $15 if you go to our website, www.tubetown.com. You can follow us on Twitter at Tubetown, or if you like Facebook, www.facebook.com/Ritter Communications. Over 30 games on your Tubetown channel this year. We're about halfway through, and Cox kicks it away. That's going to bounce, and Manila picks it up at the 30.
53.
Jesse,
Wyckoff on
number
the
53,
return for
Dylan
five.
Wyckoff,
Gets brought down at the
Ball's out to the 31-yard line where the Lions will take over first and
bring it to the 31-yard line, and that's where Manila will take over with 17.5 left to play in the first half.
Halftime stats coming up. We'll also name our senior high cheerleader of the week, and we'll also have our halftime adjustments feature coming up, brought to you by Wayne Chiropractic. That's all coming up here at halftime on Bobcat football. First and 10, Manila at their own 31 with 17 seconds left in the half. This time they'll go from, I thought they were going to go from the shotgun.
Reinhardt, excuse me.
Motion
Man in motion.
Hand it off to the fullback.
And they give.
Do we have a fumble, or is he just down? No, Corning was recovered. Did Corning recover the fumble?
Officials are pointing toward Corning
Well,
like there was a fumble,
the referee pointed.
and there was a
Can't
fumble,
have it. They recovered a fumble.
and Corning recovers
Recovered by the Bobcat.
at the 29-yard line. Didn't see it hit the ground, but apparently it did on the exchange, and with 7.5 left to play in the first half.
So it was a handoff.
Let's see if Corning tries to dial up.
Football. And now the referee's coming over in there. I think they're going to tell him. Okay, I'm not sure what he said.
Looks like he's saying 16 seconds.
Let's see. The referee's telling him to put some time back on the clock.
15 seconds. So that adds 8 seconds for Corning.
To try to get something else on the
And they're out of the shotgun here.
Two to either side. Smith and
4
Scott.
receivers in the set. Smith
pass.
back to
Run.
throw.
Steps
He
up,
steps
pocket.
up, and he's going to be sacked.
Corey Smith is sacked and backfield by number 50.
Back at the 36-yard line, a loss of
Get
6.
them up to the line to spike it to stop the clock, and they are not going
That's
to do
the
it.
end of the first half of play.
And that will take us
Flag comes down, but Corning was not going to get
to the end of the first half. We have reached
in time.
the end of the first half here in Manila. Your score, Corning 30, Manila 6. We'll be back with a halftime show right after this. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Make no mistake about it. Business is a race. The faster you deliver, the better. These days, old school is getting schooled. Northeast Arkansas is now doing business at quantum speed. Introducing Quantum, only from Ritter Communications. Try to keep up.
Chris Benson back in Manila for your Tubetown game of the week between Manila and Corning leads it right now 30-6. It's been all Corning all the time in the first half as they got things started with an 85-yard touchdown on a kickoff return by Russell Cox. Some quick stats for you. First of all, for Corning, their leading carrier is Russell Cox, 9 carries, 79 yards. Jordan Rainwater ran it 6 times for 74 yards. Crossan had 1 carry for 3 yards, Daniel Crossan. Corey Smith, the quarterback, 3 carries for -2 yards. And Matt Barton, 1 carry for 7 yards, 161 yards on the ground for the Corning Bobcats in the first half. Through the air, Corey Smith, 6 out of 8, 107 yards and a touchdown. Barajas caught 3 of those balls for 28 yards. Cox caught 2 of the balls. Barajas caught 4 balls, for 28 yards. Cox caught 2 balls for 79 yards, including a 57-yard touchdown. And they have 107 yards through the air, 161 on the ground, 268 total for Corning, looking to move to 2-0 in conference play. For the Manila Lions, not much in the first half. Zach Reinhardt, the quarterback, carried it 8 times for -11 yards. Kobe Williams carried it 4 times for 20 yards. Dustin Sermon, 9 carries, 33 yards, the lone Manila touchdown. Kyle Joyner carried it 3 times for -5 yards. And Zach Riley carried it once for no gain. 37 yards on the ground. That's Manila's offense tonight, 37 yards total. They have not attempted a pass. Penalty yardage, Manila 1 penalty, 6 yards. Corning 2 penalties, 15 yards worth of penalties against the Corning Bobcats. We will take a timeout here. We'll step away. When we come back, it'll be the second half kickoff here from Manila. Your score at half, Corning 30, Manila 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Mom, what's wrong with the internet? Who's streaming again? Why is it so slow?
Why it's not working?
Mom, something's wrong with the internet.
I don't know.
Don't let your family suffer from a slow internet connection. With Ritter, you get the speed you need for online harmony. Speed matters. Get the highest internet speed only from Ritter Communications, right by you.
Chris Benson back in Manila. We're about ready for the second half kickoff. Russell Cox set to kick it off for the Corning Bobcats. 30-6. Corning leads it as we get ready to start quarter number 3.
Here comes the kick,
A high end over end pooch kick, calls for fair catch.
Tyler Williams called for a fair catch.
And
Tyler Williams called for
ball is called on the 47-yard
Tyler
line.
Williams
The Lions will take over first and
takes
10.
that fair catch, and Manila will start
for the fair catch. You can call for a fair catch on
first and 10 on their own 47-yard line.
Have it first and 10 at their own 47, just underway here in the third quarter. You're just tuning in. Corning leads this one over Manila, 30-6.
Don't know how well Manila throws the football, but down 30-6, you got to believe they're going to have to start tossing it around to try to get back into the game. Zach Reinhardt under center, and he'll toss to Williams, breaks a tackle, 45, 48, 49-yard line. Goes Kobe Williams.
The Lions call sweep play.
We'll call it
3 and bring up a second down.
a gain of 4 to the Corning 49. 2nd and 6.
Just across midfield, call it the Corning 49-yard line, second down and 6. Wide out wings to either side. Reinhardt under center. Sermon the running back on second down. Man in motion to the right.
Reinhardt gives to Sermon,
Sermon, he pushes forward.
and he's down to the 46-yard line.
Dustin Sermon on the fullback up the middle.
3 yards.
Gain of 3.
On the play.
Sermon
Bring up a third down and 4.
Third down and about 3
Third and 3 at the Corning 46-yard line.
for the Manila Lions.
Again, wide outs to either side, wings to either side. Reinhardt under center on third down and 3. Man in motion to the right. There's the snap.
Reinhardt
Flag
rolls
flags
out,
are
but a
down,
flag
and
will stop the play.
stops. And illegal procedure.
False start against
Illegal procedure against the offense.
Manila. So back that up 5 yards, and it'll bring up third down and 9.
And it'll be third down and 8 for the Lions. Coming up after the ball game, we'll name our electrifying player of the game, brought to you by Clay County Electric Cooperative. And we'll also name our most valuable player, and that's courtesy of Carter Cox Seed Company in Corning and Noble. Third down and 8. Manila has the ball at their own 49-yard line.
So back across midfield to their own 49. Manila puts it in play. 3rd and 9, 3rd and 8.
Man in motion to the near side.
Reinhardt rolls to his left on an option. He's going to keep it, and he's going to toss it forward to the 40, to the 35, to the 30, to the 20,
He's going to get all the way
inside the 15, to the 14-yard line.
Are they going to call that a lateral? Because that ball went forward, folks.
So I guess,
Easily that ball went forward.
are they going to call that a forward pass?
Flag up to the Lions, a first and 10 on the 14-yard line.
To the 14-yard line, so 37 yards.
38 yards, 37 yards on the run by Colby Williams, but that sure looked like a forward lateral to me.
I'm going to call it a
Has
pass.
it at the Corning 14-yard line, first and 10.
38 yards and a 1st and 10 at the 14. That sure looked like a forward lateral, but referees deemed it to be a pass, and the give is to Sermon,
To the fullback, ball is
and
fumbled.
he loses it,
On the play,
and Corning will recover the fumble. So Dustin Sermon
Cross and recovers.
puts it on the ground,
Sermon fumbles it.
and with 9:42 left to play in the third quarter, Corning will take over
9:42 to play here in the third quarter. That's the second fumble.
at their own 11.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line for Corning. 4 wideouts. Shotgun formation for Smith on first and 10. Rainwater.
Smith
motion. They give it
gives to Rainwater
left side.
across the 15, 20, 25, to the 30,
Well, they'll mark him at
just shy of the 30. At the 29-yard line goes Rainwater, so 18 yards for Rainwater.
that is a Greg Taylor Ford Bobcat first down at the 29-yard line.
And Rainwater close to 100 yards rushing now.
To play. Rainwater had 83 yards. He now has 98 yards rushing on 7 carries tonight. Wide outs to either side. Barton in motion this time.
Smith, play action. Rolls to his left. Now he's going to run out of the pocket to the 35, to the 40, and he bowls over. He bowled over number 23, Chase Styles, as he picks up 13 and a first down. Smith wanted play action, didn't have anything open, got flushed out of the pocket, rolled to his left, and he's up to the 42. Smith in the shotgun, wants to throw, setting up some screen, and it's complete to Cox. 45, midfield, to about the Manila 47-yard line. 11 yards. Cox now 3 catches, 90 yards. So Manila, Corning not letting off the throttle on offense. And we have a flag. Must be offsides because they let the play go. Smith to the 3. But if that's offsides against the defense, they will probably take the net of the penalty yardage. The play went through. False start, usually that's a pre-snap penalty. Usually that play gets blown dead if it's a false start. So back to their own 48. 1st and 15.
8:09 to play here in the third quarter.
With 8:09 left in the third. Man in motion. Smith, play action. Steps up, goes long, and it is incomplete. Nice coverage that time by number 37, Braden Thompson. He had good coverage. And that stops a string of 5 straight completions for Smith, so that'll bring up 2nd and 15.
Smith stayed cool, stepped up and threw it and put it on the button, but both the defender and the receiver were there. 2 wideouts to either side, Smith in the shotgun on 2nd and 15.
Man in motion, Smith, and he gives it to number 2, Richmond. Looks like he wanted to hand off himself. And a loss of 4. 3rd and 19. Back at the 44.
They're at their own 44-yard line. They have to get to the Manila 37 for a first down. 2 wideouts to either side. Smith in the shotgun on 3rd down. Smith.
Third down, little bubble screen to Barajas. 45, and down he goes. Nice tackle by number 52, excuse me, Dylan Wyckoff. A gain of 4.
It'll be 4th and 16 for the Bobcats at their own 47, probably the 47.5-yard line. Smith and the offense stay out on the field. They go back to the pistol formation. Or check that, they're still in the spread formation. 4 wideouts.
So 4th and 15. Smith, straight drop. Here comes the rush. Fires over the middle, complete to Barajas. 45, 40, just short of the first down, though, at the 39-yard line. 14 yards, but that'll be short of a first down by a yard, and Manila will take over on downs. With 6:28 left to play in the third quarter, Manila will take over. 1st and 10 at their own 39.
two Barajas, and he almost got the first down to clean up just short. Receivers left and right, wings left and right. Reinhardt under center.
Reinhardt rolls to his left. Now he's going to keep it, and he's going to fall down.
By 54, Garrett Householder.
A loss of 2.
Tripped him up. It's a loss of 2 for Reinhardt.
2nd and 12.
Second down and 12 for the Lions, back at their own 37-yard line. Clock running with 6:05 to play here in the third quarter. They break the huddle with 10 seconds left on the clock, 25-second clock. 2 wide to either side. Reinhardt under center. Second down and 12. Man in motion.
Reinhardt,
Play right
keeper,
side. Reinhardt
40.
keep it. He's going to pick up
To about the
4 yards.
42-yard line.
Quarterback keeper.
So 4 yards for Reinhardt.
Gain of 3 on the play.
Bring up third down.
for the Lions.
Third down and
9.
for the Lions, just across their own 40-yard line. Receivers left and right, wings left and right. Again, Reinhardt under center on third and 9. Man in motion to the near side.
Reinhardt gives to Sermon.
Fullback, Sermon.
He's up to the 45.
He's going to be about
So a gain of 4 for Dustin Sermon.
Sherman on the fullback up the middle.
And that'll bring up 4th down.
He'll bring up a 4th.
And Manila will punt it away.
They said he'll pick up 5 yards on the carry. And it will be 4th down and about 4 for Manila. They send out the punting unit. Kyle Joyner back to do the punting. Corning not sending anyone back. Possibly expecting a fake.
Kyle Joyner's back deep at his own
Corning not
34 to kick it away. And it's a fake.
It was a fake. Pat to the near side.
And he will be close to the first down.
Rowley on
Of
the
the first
keeper.
down.
Number 23,
Chase Styles on the
Chase Styles.
fake punt snap. Looks from
I
this
think
angle,
Chase
it looks
Styles
where they
on the
marked it
keeper.
is going to be short of the first down.
Pick up a 3 on the play. Ball going.
He needed 5 and he only got 4. So a turnover on downs.
Down
Corning will take over
at the Manila 48.
at the Manila 48, leading 30-6 with 4:25 left to play in the third quarter.
Smith brings them up to the line. They go back to the pistol formation. Barajas splits wide to the right.
Smith in the pistol. Rainwater in motion.
Give it to Cox off
Give
the
to
left.
Cox,
Cox coming
45.
outside.
Stiff arm to the 40, to the 35. Still on his feet. To the 30, to the 25. To the 23-yard line goes Russell Cox.
48 to the 23. That's
25 yards for Russell Cox and a first down.
Bobcat first down.
By my count, that gives Russell Cox a 100-yard rushing night on just 10 carries.
4 yards rushing tonight for Russell Cox. First and 10 Bobcats at the
First down at the 23. Give to Rainwater. Has a nice little hole. Still on his feet. Down to about the 13. As he got 8 to the 13. Second down and 2. So Corning with a pair of 100-yard rushers tonight. And Crossan gets inside the 10 to the 9. That's 4 yards, and that's a first down for Daniel Crossan for the Corning Bobcats. 3:26 left to play in the third quarter, and it's first and goal for Corning.
First and goal, Bobcats at the Manila 9-yard line.
Corning looking to extend their lead. Smith in the pistol. Gives to Rainwater, and now it's a double handoff. He'll give to Crossan.
Gets back to the 10-yard line. He's going to lose a yard.
And Crossan, no gain.
Daniel
second and goal.
Now they're going to say no gain on the play.
Loss of a
Crossan's
yard, bring up second down and goal from the 10.
Second down and goal. Crossan's going to come out of the ball game, and Jacob Hadley's going to
So second and goal now for
Hadley will come in at the wingback spot.
Corning
Second and goal from the 9-yard line. Smith
from the 9.
goes in motion.
He's going to roll out, does Smith, looking for a receiver. Now he fires across the field, or across his body, excuse me, incomplete.
Pass intended. Trevor Barajas broken up on the play by Kyle Joyner. Bring up third down and goal from
So
the 10.
third and goal.
Complete. It'll be third and goal from just inside the 10-yard line for the Bobcats.
Third down and goal coming up
2:21 to play here in the third quarter.
for the Corning Bobcats. Third and goal.
Receiver wide right, wings to either side. Smith in the shotgun in the pistol. They give it on the counter handoff.
And
Rainwater.
Rainwater gets the carry.
About a yard.
He's going to get about a yard,
Carry up the middle.
They fake the
and that'll bring up fourth and goal.
Rainwater on the counter handoff. He picks up no
Pick up
gain.
a yard on the play. Bring up fourth down
Fourth
and
and
goal
goal
from
for
the
the
9.
Bobcats at the 9-yard line. Fourth and goal from the 9.
Fourth and goal, and Corning will go for it. Smith, play action, fires,
Caught! Is he in the end
and
zone? They're gonna, it looks like
the
they're
pass
gonna
was
call it
complete to
at the
Barajas.
And
Corey
it
Smith's
is.
pass
The
is
catch was
complete.
picked up by
But
the
it's
three.
short of the goal line, so
Down on the 1 yard line.
only 8 yards.
Down to the line.
And the ball is turned over on downs. Smith's pass goes for 9 yards.
So first down and 10 now for Manila as they take over at their own 1.
First and 10.
99 yards from the goal line.
Line in the shadow of their own goal line.
Have to be wary of a safety here.
Left and right. Reinhardt under center on first and 10 from his own 1-yard line. They hand off up the middle to the fullback. Or check that. They keep it on the option play.
Reinhardt on the keeper. He's around right in, and he has Dustin Sermon breaks out of the pack. There was a big pile in the middle of the field,
Going to go from the 1-yard line
but Sermon all the way across the 30 to the 32, a gain of 31 for Dustin Sermon.
and just like that, Manila gets out of the shadow of their own goal line. They have a first and 10 around the 33-yard line. And 35 to play. He was forced out of games over there.
So first and 10 at the 32.
Motion man to the right.
Reinhardt,
Option play.
he will keep it this time, and he's going to be thrown for a loss. Loss of 2. Back to the 30.
2 on the play. Bring up second down and 12 for the line.
So it'll be second down
Second and 12.
and 12 from the 30-yard line.
1:08 left to play in the third quarter.
Side, wings either side. Reinhardt under center on second and 12. And motion near side.
Reinhardt keeps it around left side, puts it on the ground, picked up by Williams,
Picked up. Colby Williams manages to get forward.
and he will get to the 38-yard line, so 8 yards for Williams.
Williams gets it up to the 37, almost the 38-yard line.
Gain of 6 on the
Pick
play.
up 7 on the
So third down and 5.
4.
Williams lucky to hang on to that one.
With 25 seconds left to play in the third quarter.
Receivers wing to either side. Reinhardt under center on third down and about 4.5 for the first down.
Man in motion, Reinhardt
They give it to the fullback. and
gives to
this time,
Sermon,
Sermon not going.
and he's actually going to lose a yard.
Dustin Sermon up the middle for the line. No gain on the play. Brings up the fourth down. and
Fourth
5.
down, and that will take us to the end of the third quarter. We have played 3 here in Manila. Your score, Corning 30, Manila 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Start of the fourth quarter, 30-6, Corning with the lead. They've held the lead since the opening kickoff when Russell Cox returned at 85 yards for the opening score. And now Manila will punt it away on 4th and 4. High snap, Joyner gets it away, and Oxner, he touches it, and it's loose, and it's picked up by Manila, and they'll return it to the Corning 29-yard line. A bad decision that time by Oxner to try to field that.
And they're going to get the football at the Corning 31-yard line after the fumble.
And Manila will get the ball and try to move closer. Just a reminder, tonight's game can be purchased on DVD for $15 on the Tubetown website, www.tubetown.com. Follow us on Twitter, at Tubetown, or on Facebook, www.facebook.com/Ritter Communications. Week 5, 34 games on the schedule this year on your Tubetown channel. We're about halfway through those after tonight's action.
Referees still, I guess they're waiting for the chains to set. Now they are at 1st and 10.
And Manila set to put it in play
They have it at the Corning 32-yard
at the 32.
Reinhardt under center. Wide out.
Reinhardt
Takes the snap.
gives to Sermon, has a nice hole across the 25, down to the 20-yard line, a gain of 12 for Dustin Sermon. That's a first down for Manila.
Ball was at the 20-yard line of Corning. 12 yards on the carry by Dustin Sermon. 1st and 10 for Manila at the Corning 20.
11 and a half left to go in the ball game.
Priest is in the defensive end for Corning. Left and right receivers, left and right wings. Right guard under center on 1st and 10.
Reinhardt gives to Sermon again. He's going to be met and stood up, but second effort will get him across the 20 to the 19, so a gain of a yard for Dustin Sermon. 2nd and 9. He was hit in the hole and stood up, but he kept churning, and second effort got him a yard.
Clock running under 11 minutes to play in the ball game. Corning with the lead, 30-6. Receivers. No receiver wide to the left this time.
Reinhardt
There's the snap.
gives to Sermon again,
Up the middle again, following forward.
and he will get down to the
I think Manila was missing a player that time.
15-yard line, a gain of 4. 3rd and 5.
Third down and 5.
3rd down and 5 for Manila. 18th carry of the night for Dustin Sermon. They're going double tight end set is what they're going.
Reinhardt, man in motion. He'll keep it, option pitch to about the
5, Chase Thrasher on the carry. He's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 14-yard line.
14-yard line.
No gain on the play.
Number 35,
4th down and, well, he did get a yard.
Chase Thrasher,
That's his first carry of the night.
gets a yard.
Picks up a yard. It'll be 4th down and 4 at the Corning.
So 4th and 4. Manila has to go for it as they are down 30-6.
3 scores and tight ends in. Wings to either side, wide out to the right on 4th and 4. Man in motion.
Rainwater
No option.
around right in, puts it in the air to Thrasher, and he's going to be hit short
Level. Trevor Barajas makes the stop.
of the first down at the 13, so Thrasher got a yard,
Picks up a yard.
but a turnover on downs, and Corning will take back over.
And they'll have it. You see where they mark it. It's like the 13.
At their own 13-yard line.
1st and 10 as they force a turnover on downs. Corning having to hurry and get him clear in the ball game. Is DePriest. Pratt was actually the center.
So Smith
There's the snap. They give it off to Russell Cox. On
gives
the
to Cox
across the 15.
across the 15
Russell Cox on the carry for the Bobcats.
to about the 20-yard line.
Looks like he gets up there.
Gain of 5 on the play. Get a ball.
Gain of 5,
Down to 5.
2nd and 5.
6 yards on the carry for Russell Cox. 2nd down and 4 for the Bobcats. Barajas wide to the right. Smith back in the pistol.
Smith gives to Rainwater now.
Off the left side.
Breaks a tackle to the 25, breaks another tackle to the 30,
To the 35 before he finally goes
to the 35-yard line. 15 yards for Jordan Rainwater. And another first down for Corning.
1st and 10 for Corning.
yards rushing tonight now for Jordan Rainwater. Great night for him. 2 100-yard rushers so far for the Bobcats. Smith in the pistol.
So 1st and 10 at the 35.
35. They
Smith
give it to the middle
to
Cox.
Cox.
Cox spins up.
Spins.
Picks up a couple.
And we'll get to about the 37, a gain of 2 for Russell Cox.
Pick up a 2, tackled on the play with number 35, Chase Thrasher.
Second down.
Bring up a 2nd down and 8.
Cox. Let's see. That's his 12th carry of the night.
Cox over 100 yards of return yardage, over 100 yards rushing, and he needs 10 to be 100-yard receiving.
There's the snap.
Give to Crossan.
Sweep right side to Crossan. Crossan gets it up to the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 10 more.
Up to the 40,
To the 40-yard line.
3, will bring up a 3rd down and 5.
gain of 3,
Officially tied.
3rd down and 5.
10 carries, 121 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Russell Cox, 12 carries, 112 yards. There's the snap. They give it now. They
Play action. Smith going to roll to his right, and he's going to keep it.
Smith
He's got a first down and more. Up to
Corey Smith runs
the 49. That'll be 9 yards for Smith and a first down.
At the 1st and 10 from the 49.
With 7:27 left to play in the ball game. Corning leading comfortably, 30-6.
7:20 to play here in the ball game. Now they'll send wideouts to either side, wings to either side.
Smith,
On 1st and 10. There's the snap.
straight drop.
Back pass.
Fires down the sideline for Barajas,
Going out for the jump ball and come no.
and it is incomplete. Pass was out of bounds.
Went up on the jump ball.
Tackle right hard on the defense there. Be 2nd down and 10.
2nd and 10.
Smith now 11 for 15 tonight passing. 2nd down and 10 from their own 49-yard line with 7:04 to play. Barajas splits wide to the right, wings to either side. Rainwater gets
Smith gives to Rainwater 50. Stutter step 45
He's going to get to the 41-yard line.
to the 41-yard line of Manila. That's awful close to a first down. It'll depend on the spot. He got about 10. They're going to call it 9.5. So 3rd down and a little less than a yard with 6:40 left to go in the ball game.
Less than a yard for the Bobcats at the Manila 41-yard line with 6:35 to play. Barajas wide to the pistol
Smith
Smith, Rainwater. They give
gives to
him
Cox to the
left
40, to the
Cox
35,
cuts
to the 30.
He's to the 30.
Still on his feet.
And
Cuts back across the field
inside the
to the
30,
25,
line.
to about the 24-yard line.
Russell Cox, 41 to the 23.
17 more,
Pick up a 17.
17 more yards for Russell Cox.
Give Corning a first and 10.
And a first down.
Rushing now for Cox. His fourth straight 100-plus yard rushing game of the year.
It looks like Russell Cox
From the 20,
would be the most valuable player tonight if we were giving that award. Smith, the keeper, around the left side,
about the 18, maybe the 17.
down to the 18-yard line, so a gain of 6 for Corey Smith.
Smith takes it to the 17
Pick up a 7 on the play, bring up second down and 3.
Second down and 3 at the 17-yard line. 5:35 to play. Wide out to the right.
2nd and 3.
Late to the side.
Smith rolls to his right. Now he's going to take off. Gets a block, and we have 2 flags come flying in. He gets down to the 5, which would be a gain of 12, but let's see what the flags are for. Block in the back for against Corning. So that negates the first down. Take it back to the 21. So that is a first down. Net of 4 yards.
So what was an 18-yard play turned into a 4-yard run by Smith. And a Red Taylor Ford Bobcat first down. Rainwater in motion. They give it.
Rainwater, and now gives to Crossan, and he is upended by number 10, Kyler Williams.
Tackled by number 10, Kyler Williams.
A gain of only a yard for Crossan.
No gain on the play for Crossan that time.
No
That'll
gain
bring
on the
up
play.
second down.
Second down and 10.
Second down and 10. There's the snap. They give it to Rainwater.
Give to Rainwater, has a couple of blocks
Rainwater inside the 15.
inside the 15 to about the 12.
Rainwater on the carries for the Bobcats.
21. He's going to be close to the first down.
That'll be a gain of 8.
Pick up of 8 on the play. Bring
And
up a
3rd and 1.
2.
At the 12. Clock running with 4:12 to play. Corning will hold on for the win here and move 2-0 in conference. Wings to either side. Smith in the pistol. Rainwater in motion.
Smith gives to Cox.
Cox gets away from one man.
And let's see.
Gets to the 11.
Gets to the 11. That's a gain of a yard. That will be very close to the first down.
Line defender.
They'll mark it at the 11. He picks up a yard.
Gain of 1 on the play.
About a half a yard short of the first down. So what will Corning do on 4th down? With 3:35 left to play in the ball game. Corning will go for it.
Smith pistol on 4th and 1. Rainwater in motion. They give
And they give to Rainwater. He'll have the first down
inside the 10 about the
to the 8-yard line. A gain of 3 for Jordan Rainwater. That's a first down for Corning.
Water on the carry. Pick up
And it'll bring up 1st and goal.
first and goal from the 8.
2 yards tonight. Jordan Rainwater on 13 carries. 1st and goal, Bobcats at the 8-yard line. Smith with the pistol. Rainwater in motion. They
Smith
fake it,
Fakes, he'll keep, turn it up inside, and a touchdown for Corey Smith.
Corey Smith runs it in.
8-yard touchdown run. And with 2:56 left to play in the game, it's now 36-6 Corning.
And that touchdown brought to you by Carter Cox Seed Company in Noble. Fell with 2:56 to play in the ball game. Corey Smith runs it in from 8 yards out. Bobcats will go for 2.
And as they do after every touchdown, Corning will go for 2.
Rainwater in motion.
Smith fakes, fires, and over the head of his intended receiver. And with 2:53 left to play, the 2-point conversion is no good. 2:53 left to play in the ball game. Corning 36, Manila 6. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Make no mistake about it. Business is a race. The faster you deliver, the better. These days, old school is getting schooled. Northeast Arkansas is now doing business at quantum speed. Introducing Quantum, only from Ritter Communications. Try to keep up.
Chris Benson back in Manila. Russell Cox set to tee it up again. With 2:53 left to play in the ball game, 36-6. Corning, they will move to 3-2 on the year and 2-0 in conference. A high end-over-end kick taken by number 25, Caleb Reinhardt. He's across the midfield to the 45 with 40, 35-30, 25-20, 15. Knocked out of bounds. Number 25, Caleb Reinhardt.
Takes it all the way down to the 11-yard line, where the line will take over. First and 10.
Got it all the way down. I think close to the 10-yard line or inside 10.
And the official will spot it officially at the 12 of Corning. So first and 10 Manila at the Corning 12. So we'll see if Manila can turn that into points.
4 on the board. Receivers left and right, wings left and right. First and 10 from the 12-yard line.
Reinhardt.
Man in motion to the near side.
And we have a whistle.
That's going to move the football forward.
Offsides against Corning.
Against the
Dennis
defense.
Bradley broke through and tackled the quarterback in the backfield.
So that is the 4th Corning penalty for 25 yards.
So a 5-yard penalty will move it to the
2nd and 5 at the 7, or at the 6.
The Manila Lions at the Corning 7-yard line. First and 5. 2:38 to play in the ball game. Corning's lead is 30 at 36-6. Two wide to the near side, one wide to the left. Reinhardt under center.
Reinhardt
5
going to keep on the option around right in. Turn it up inside. Inside the 5 to the 4. So a gain of 2 for Reinhardt.
3 yards on the carry.
That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
3
It'll be second down and 2
from the 5.
from the 5-yard line. Reinhardt goes to the sideline to get the play. Back to the huddle. Second down and 2 from the 5-yard line. Reinhardt under center.
Reinhardt gives to Sermon, and he's going to be hit in the backfield. Back at the 6, a loss of a yard.
Dustin Sermon on the fullback up the middle.
3 guys from the
Loss of 1.
Corning Bobcats met him,
Down and 4 from the
and it'll bring up 3rd and 4 at the 6.
Almost 4 from the 7-yard line, from the 6-yard line is where they mark it. They have to get to the 3 for a first down, or maybe 2 for a first down. Wide out wings to either side. Sermon the lone setback.
80 seconds left to play in the ball game.
3.5.
Reinhardt
Man near side
fakes to Sermon, gives
outside, and he's not going anywhere. He's
to
going
Thrasher.
35. Thrasher
And he loses back to the 9-yard line, so a loss of 3 for Thrasher.
Loss of 3.
Clint Harvey makes the tackle.
A minute left to play. Fourth down and
Fourth down at 7 from
7 at the 9.
clock running with under 50 seconds to play in the ball game. Fourth down and 7 from the 9. Manila going for it. Receivers wings to either side. Reinhardt in the center. Man in motion.
Reinhardt, straight drop, fires, and is intercepted at the 10, 15.
Yard line, it's intercepted
Number 5,
by
Trevor Barajas with the interception.
brings it back out to about the 9.
And with 31 seconds left to play,
And it'll be first and 10 Corning, and that'll be the last shot for Manila. Corning will just take a knee.
Corning will take over
Mark it at the 16-yard
at the 16, and all they'll have to do is take a knee
15-yard line. So they're going to mark it. First and 10.
and let the clock run out.
More than likely they'll come out with the victory formation.
As far as from 30 to
31 seconds left after the interception on the first pass play of the night by Manila. Pistol formation.
Flag on the play. False start.
false start against the offense.
Timothy Masters was in at quarterback. Well, I know Nathan Oxner was limping a little bit ago, and he might have been out of the ball game. Illegal procedure against Corning.
The football team like to say a big thank you to the Manila United Methodist Church for feeding them today.
31 seconds left. It is Timothy McMasters, number 83. The third string quarterback is in.
Timothy McMasters is now the quarterback for Corning as they'll run it out.
Wide out to the right. Now McMasters.
Looks like he's probably going to take a knee.
He'll take the snap.
He does.
Knee, and that should be the
No
ball
need
game.
for Manila to stop the clock.
Manila will not stop the clock, will not call a timeout. That will be it. Our final score from Lion Field. It's
And that is going to do it as the final seconds tick off the clock. Your final score will be Corning 36, Manila 6. Corning moves to 3-2 on the year, 2-0 in conference play. Manila will drop to 1-4 and 1-1 in conference. 36-6 your final. We'll come back to wrap it up with some stats. You're watching high school football on Tubetown.
Starting at 10 o'clock.
At Temps Plus Staffing, our business is a people business, and we're really good at what we do, whether you're looking for a clerical, industrial, or some other type of employment. Our staff knows where to find the right job for you that offers growth potential, benefits packages, and great pay. Stop by our office in Blytheville or Osceola, or check our website today. Temps Plus Staffing. Top jobs, reliable staff, great people.
Well, it's a final, 36-6. Corning wins this one. They move to 3-2, 2-0 in conference play. Manila drops to 1-4, 1-1 in conference play. 36-6. Again, your final. Corning wins it. Some stats here. First of all, for Corning. Rushing the football, their leading carrier was Jordan Rainwater, 13 carries, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Russell Cox carried it 14 times for 129 yards. Daniel Crossan, 5 carries, 11 yards. Corey Smith, 8 carries, 38 yards, and a touchdown. Barton, Matt Barton, 1 carry for 7 yards. Hayden Richmond, 1 carry for -4 yards. 318 yards rushing tonight for the Corning Bobcats. Through the air, Corey Smith, 10 out of 15, 144 yards and a touchdown, so 144 pass yards, 462 total for Corning. Barajas, 7 balls caught, 54 yards. Cox caught 3 for 90 and a touchdown. Corning was penalized 5 times for 30 yards. For the Manila Lions, their leading carrier tonight, Dustin Sermon, 17 carries, 86 yards. Zach Reinhart, 12 carries, -9 yards. Colby Williams, 6 for 32. Kyle Joyner, 3 for -5. Zach Riley, 1 carry, no yards. Chase Styles, 1 for 4. And Chase Thrasher carried it 3 times for -1 yard. 109 yards rushing for the Manila Lions. Reinhart, 1 for 1, 38 yards through the air. That was to Williams for the only pass completion, 38 yards passing, 109 yards rushing, 147 yards total for the Manila Lions, as Corning dominated this from start to finish. The opening kickoff, 85 yards back for Corning to the house to go up 6-0, and then went up 8-0 with a 2-point conversion with 11:46 left to play in the first quarter, and they never trailed from there. They never looked back. 36-6. Corning is your final score. As we said, Corning moves to 3-2 on the year, 2-0 in conference play. Manila drops to 1-4 and 1-1 in conference play. Next week will be in Marktree. Augusta and Marktree will be your Tubetown Game of the Week here on your local Tubetown channel. So we will sign off. Chris Benson saying so long. See you next week from Marktree. Again, your final, Corning 36, Manila 6. You've been watching high school football on Tubetown.